Welcome to the Lazarus Pit. Hashtag nerds chatting. Thanks for tuning in.
Cheers. Okay, welcome everybody to the Lazarus Pit Pod comic book review week. Who knows what it is anymore. I'm Nathan, and with me is Ben.
I'm going to get through 3 really quickly right now.
Do it.
Over-sexualised tripe. What? Crap. Okay, that was good. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
My first comic of the week is Superman Action Comics issue 50. Oh, I went a pre-investment when I did that.
It's fine. I enjoyed it. It's a beautiful cover.
It's a lovely cover. It's Aaron Kuder's artwork, and Aaron Kuder generally, I really enjoy his artwork. He's been doing Action Comics for a while now, but he's been writing it with Greg Pak, and since he's been writing it, it hasn't been that great, I'll be honest. There's a lot of different artists throughout this book. I think because it's issue 50, they've sort of got lots of different people to have a go. It's not jarring, but you do notice it. And the whole issue is building, and then he comes back as Superman at the end. Sorry, spoilers. But he's a bit like grinny. It's a bit like happy.
Hey, Superman flies out, smiles at the camera, flies a bit further.
Yeah, it's fine. It was fine. I'm happy we've got to this point, and we can move on with our Superman lives.
I didn't have an awful lot on my pull list this week, so I talked about this in the pod. So I picked up Southern Bastards. This is trade paperback 1. I think there are like 3. So I read the first issue of this. This is by Jason Aaron and Jason Latour. They're both from the South, and it's really good. It's really gritty. It's nasty. This old guy who used to be like a football star in a town in the South that was all about football. This is the egg-shaped hand egg.
Yeah, hand egg.
Not football. But anyway, It's really good. Honestly, it's really good. I want to read more. It's normal people, and I think there's an awful lot of violence in this comic book.
You like that,
An awful lot. But it seems to be a trend. It has been around for, I think, like since 2012, so this is not a new comic book, but it's great. I really enjoyed it. I encourage you to have a look at it as well.
I also have a graphic novel which isn't necessarily new. It's Rick and Morty Volume 1. Now, if you aren't aware of Rick and Morty, it's a TV show on Adult Swim, the channel. And it's a blatant rip-off of Back to the Future. So Rick being Doc Brown and Morty being Marty. It is totally insane. It takes that sort of Family Guy, Simpsons referential type thing to another level. And if you watch the TV show and then read this, I think you'll love it. I loved it. I've read all of it now.
It's not for kids, is it?
It's certainly not for kids. No. Although it looks like it is. It's very simplistic.
Comic books are not for kids.
The dialogue was written perfectly for the TV show. You read it and you hear their voices. It's so close to breaking the fourth wall all the time, and that's what's clever about it. It knows its limit. It knows at what point to go to and what not. I thought the artwork was better at the beginning, and it's sort of dropped a little bit towards the end, but then you can't really tell because it's such a simplistic art style anyway. But that plays in its favour because it knows that it's like that. There's a couple of even panels where it says, "God, you look like fan art today," or something. I did really enjoy it. Like I said, it's not for kids, and probably not for anyone who hasn't seen the TV show. I think I'm going to lend it to Rob because I think he'll enjoy it because he's seen.
He likes Rick and Morty, isn't he? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, very funny.
Before I say anything else, I have an apology to make to everyone that I have ever said Aquaman sucks. I read the first issue of this. This is the trade paperback 1 of Aquaman New 52 by Jeff Johns, drawn by Ivan Rice.
Not sure.
Rice. Holy crap, this comic book is great. Aquaman does not suck. You're quite aloof to people who sort of like, hey, you want a glass of water? He's like, what? No. And then he sort of bounds off, leaps over buildings. It was brilliant. Again, I've only read the first issue. Again, this is not new. This is 2011?
Yeah, when the New 52 started. Yeah.
You've probably all read this already, but if you haven't, because you think, like me, Aquaman sucks, read this. He doesn't suck. I don't think it has the strongest bad guy in this issue, or in this first trade paperback, but I can't wait to read more. I really enjoyed it.
Comic of the week. So, my comic of the week this week is Mockingbird #1. It's written by Chelsea Kane and drawn by Kate
Where am I reading this?
Kate N. And let me tell you, this was great. I
Really?
loved it. It was so much fun. It's about Bobby, who is Mockingbird, about her having to go like to this medical centre constantly because she's a superhero, so she needs to be checked up. The artwork is really clean lines.
Why does she
really...
need to be checked up?
Oh, you'd have to read it.
Oh,
really
okay.
clean, smooth lines, really nice. She's really sarcastic. I loved it. It was great fun. It was turning the superhero stuff that you know on its head, but maintaining that superhero content.
Who is Mockingbird? What does she do? Is she a new? She's not a new superhero, is she?
No, you'll have to.
Is she an Avenger?
You'll have to read it.
Oh,
Go out and buy this comic. It's great fun. Thumbs up. Comic of the week.
Comic of the week. So, this was my free comic book from Final Frontier this week.
Oh, excellent.
The greatest comic book shop in the UK.
No.
Nay, the world. So, this is the Infinity Entity, number 1. Now, I didn't know an awful lot about what this was and what was happening, although I knew that this guy is Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
I knew he was in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, he's been around since the 70s.
Yeah, I thought he's a Silver Age character, isn't he?
He is,
Yeah. It sort of explains to you here, and like the opening panel, who Adam Warlock is, and the fact that he's like a created human, and he died because there was some evil entity that was sort of taking over him called Magus.
He came back in Annihilation and Annihilation Conquest, and he was around for a little bit, and I forget what happened.
Warlock was taken prisoner, or was he?
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. And that's pretty much where it kicks off. He finds himself present at the Big Bang,
Oh wow.
and he drops in on the Avengers.
Oh yeah.
Now these Avengers look. I mean, the Hulk is talking.
Yeah, and that's classic Iron Man.
And this is
isn't it?
classic Iron Man,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this is like early, like 60s Avengers, I'm guessing.
Yes.
And Thor's like, have at me! And he
classic
attacks
Thor.
him with Mjolnir, and he just like grabs Mjolnir, he's like, what? And throws it over his shoulder, and Thor's like,
Yeah.
how have you done this? Oh, it was so much fun. I
Yeah.
loved it. He goes off and he finds the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right. Okay.
And I like the fact that the artwork there is very classical, and then it changes to being a bit more modern.
Yes,
And then he
yeah.
turns up in that. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was great.
Sounds like a sort of a romp.
It was a romp. That's it. The best word for this comic book. It was a romp. It's written by Jim Starlin and it's drawn by Alan Davis.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It is my comic of the week. Go out and give it a go.
If you like the look of these comic books and you'd like to pick up some of those or more or merchandise, please head down to Final Frontier in Plymouth, St Austell and Exeter. They are the greatest comic book store in the UK. Nay,
The world.
check out our podcast on every Tuesday, lazaruspit.podbean.com. It'll probably be just here. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of these comics and if you've read them.
We're also going to be at DevCon this weekend, Sunday, the 13th of March in the Plymouth Guildhall. We'll be there, green t-shirts on. Come and say hi. Just come and say hello and have a chat. Or ignore us. Either's fine.
Thanks very much, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Subscribe to this channel.